in bringing the BADR-8 satellite to its designated orbit today. And we are honored to have them as our partners. The BADR-8 satellite is a state-of-the-art addition to ARABSAT orbital position 26 degrees east. It offers a wide range of services for satellite communications, television broadcasting, and information exchange in C and Ku frequency bands. BADR-8 will be joining our BADR satellite network at ARABSAT 26 East hotspot and bringing advanced technologies and extended coverage with multiple bands to enable broadcasting partners to get their content to their audience in MENA, Central Asia, and North and West Africa effectively. This new satellite enhances our capabilities and capacities to meet the modern and advanced solutions our customers expect. And we are excited about the opportunities that it will bring. Our leading role in the Middle East and North Africa regions for satellite broadcasting and communications will also be strengthened. The launch is one of ARABSAT's most strategic projects, making significant milestones for our organization and the Arab world. This launch is one of ARABSAT's most strategic projects, making a significant milestone for our organization and the Arab world. We are proud of our achievements, and we look forward to continuing to provide innovative and reliable satellite solutions to our customers. Thank you for joining us to this journey, and we are excited about what the future holds for ARABSAT and our partners.
As I mentioned earlier, ARABSAT BADR-8 will be going to a geostationary orbit. We talk about a few different orbits in our various webcasts here at SpaceX, such as low Earth orbit, or LEO, and medium Earth orbit, or MEO. Our orbit today, geostationary orbit, is usually called GEO for short. We just heard the call out there. The names for those orbits typically dictate how far into space they're going from Earth. In order to get the rocket and our payload into any orbit, the rocket has to not only ascend, we tilt the engines, the technical term for the rocket, horizontally. Now we're still going up, but we are also heading horizontally away from the launch pad in what we call a gravity turn. The rocket typically needs to go about 17,500 miles per hour horizontally in order to avoid being pulled back down to Earth and reach orbit. To help demonstrate this concept, imagine firing a cannon from a really high mountain. Increase the power, the cannonball will arc and land further and further away. Eventually, if you could continue to increase the power, the cannonball would be going so fast that it would end up in free fall around the Earth. Gravity is still pulling down on the cannonball, but it's going so fast that it never hits the ground. This arc, which constantly misses the Earth, is called an orbit.
15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff. Go Falcon, go ARABSAT.
Vehicle pitching downrange. Stage 1 engine chambers, pressures are nominal.
Moving through the clouds there, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Pad 40. Coming up next, we'll throttle down the 9 Merlin engines on the first stage to prepare for max Q at about T plus 1 minute and 12 seconds.
Power and telemetry nominal.
Vehicles on the right track. Now, as you may already know, max Q is the period of flight with the highest amount of aerodynamic pressures, so it's one of the critical flight milestones we're tracking. Again, we expect that here in just about 10 seconds. And with that call out, we hear that Falcon 9 is moving faster than the speed of sound.
Max Q.
With that call out, we now have 3 events coming up in quick succession. So I'm going to talk through all of them right now. We'll start with MECO, followed by Stage SEP, and then SES-1. Main engine cutoff, or MECO, is where all 9 M1D engines shut down on the first stage to slow the vehicle down in preparation for the next event,
has started.
which is stage separation, or stage sep for short. That's where the first stage separates from the second. Right after stage sep, the first stage will start its journey back to Earth for landing on our drone ship. Just read the instructions. During that time, stage 2 will continue on its journey to space with a third event in this sequence, second engine start 1, or SES1. This is where the MVAC engine lights up and propels the second stage along with the ARABSAT payload to orbit. Right after these 3 major events, the fairing halves will separate less than a minute after SES1, so keep an eye out for that too. And again, all of these events are going to start here in just about 10 seconds.
And MECO.
Stage separation.
With that, we have confirmation of main engine cutoff, stage separation, and you can see there on the right-hand side of your screen, second engine start 1. While the first stage burn is in progress, we are expecting fairing deployment as well.
Fairing separation.
Oh, great view of fairing separation there on the right-hand side of your screen. It is now T plus 3 minutes and 40 seconds into today's mission. In order to complete today's landing, the first stage has 2 burns.
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
The first stage has 2 burns left. Right now, we're watching the MVAC burn on the second stage. Next up, the first stage will perform its entry burn, where 3 of the Merlin 1D engines will reignite. This helps to slow the Falcon 9 first stage down as it re-enters the upper part of the Earth's atmosphere. That entry burn should start just about 2 minutes and 15 seconds from now and will last about 20 seconds. And that's landing burn. During the first stage landing burn, a single Merlin engine will relight and slow the vehicle down for its 14th landing attempt on our drone ship. Just read the instructions.
Expected loss of signal, Cape.
Stage 2 is in terminal guidance.
On our second stage. Right now, we are watching
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing confirmed.
There you just saw a successful 14th landing for this particular booster, which also marks our 195th overall successful recovery of an orbital class rocket, including both Falcon 9 and Heavy first stages. With confirmation of successful second engine cutoff and first stage landing, we're going to be in a coast phase until just before the second relight of our MVAC engine on the second stage, which will be followed by payload deployment. So sit tight, and we'll see you back here around the T plus 28-minute mark. You can continue watching the telemetry for stage 2 in the bottom corner of your screen. Expecting just about another 10 seconds of this burn.
TECO 2.
There we have confirmation of MVAC shutdown.
Nominal orbit insertion.
And with that confirmation of a successful second engine burn, we'll join you live to cover payload deployment in about 5 minutes. We'll see you in a few. Welcome back to the ARABSAT BADR-8 launch webcast. We've had a successful mission so far, with liftoff at 12:30 a.m. Eastern, the successful landing of our first stage, and 2 relights and shutdowns of our second stage engine. Now we're coming up on our last major milestone, which is payload deployment, and that should happen here in just about 20 seconds. Our customer today, ARABSAT, is a satellite operator and leading satellite services provider. The payload on board our second stage today, BADR-8, will provide connectivity over Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and Central Asia.
Payload separation confirmed.
There's that gorgeous view on your screen there of the successful deployment of the ARABSAT BADR-8 payload. With that confirmation, we'll bring today's webcast to a close. We want to thank our customer ARABSAT for entrusting us with today's mission and all of you for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.